All right, what's happening, friends? We got your Hawaii statewide market report for the month of May. We're going to jump right in. I'll bring up the data. We're going to start with the Big Island as we normally do. We'll go to Kauai, then Maui, then Oahu. We're going to focus in on three main data points here. The first one being active listings, which tells us about inventory. And on the Big Island, like we've been seeing really for the last 18 months, we're just under 2,000 active listings, which in comparison is about half of what they normally would be. Pre-COVID, we always had between 35 and 4,500 active listings. And so inventory is still very, very low. If we look at the number of sales that are happening, this is an interesting trend across all of the islands, but you see this upward trend of number of sales that were happening month over month. So we got all the way down to 310 sales back in November, and we haven't been above 400 sales since September of last year, so over 6 months ago. And so we just got above 400 and did 418 sales on the Big Island. Last month it was 390, so a pretty good uptick, 28 more sales, but we've seen a steady increase in the number of sales. And so although inventory is not picking up, the number of sales is increasing, which again is going to continue to drive median price. And so we'll look at median price for the Big Island. In the residential market, it was up to 525, which is up 5% from a year ago. The condo market, the median price is up 24%. 722 is the median price versus 580 a year ago. And on land, we've almost seen zero appreciation. It's still 45,000 on the land market, and this is the year-to-date median price for those three markets. And so now we're going to jump over to Kauai and take a look at what's going on there. On Kauai Island, the number of active listings is 346. For comparison's sake, much like the Big Island, it's about 50% of what active listings were pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, there was always over 600, between 600 and 800 listings on Kauai. So very, very low inventory still. If we look at the number of sales, same type of trend is going on Kauai. If you see the line is a little bit steeper. So the bottom of the market was 53 sales, or actually 47 sales back in July of last year. And there's little uptick, and then it kind of dropped back down, and it's been sliding back up, and we got up to 73 sales for April, which is the highest that it's been since June of last year. So very, very high number of sales. Number of sales are picking up. Inventory is not picking up. So again, that is going to drive price. And let's look at what's going on with median price. So in the residential market, median price is up 37%. So 1.4 million this year versus just a little over $1 million last year. The condo market is up 17% versus last year, and the land market is down 4%, but there are very, very few active list or sales, land sales that happen on Kauai. So year to date, there's only been 32. So we're talking about just a handful every single month for land sales. And so let's now go to Maui. In the Maui market, we'll start with the number of homes for sale, and we have been seeing, this is the most dramatic uptick in terms of number of homes for sale is been on Maui. So we saw a low point back in August of last year at 447, and it's been continuously climbing month over month, and we are up to 831 active listings. But if we go back 5 years, we can see that it's still very, very low, right? The normal market was between 1,000 and 1,200 homes for sale. So we're still just a little bit above half of what it normally is, but number of homes for sale is still very, very low. And then we'll now jump over to closed sales. So closed sales has been pretty flat. If you just run a trend line here, pretty flat. We are doing a little bit better. It was a little bit higher than it has been the last couple of months. It was down to 102 back in November, and it's been steadily climbing. And in April, there was 179 sales. So number of sales, like all the rest of the islands, are on the rise. And then sales price, there was a big blip, which we talked about last month as somewhat out of the ordinary. There was a new condominium complex that came on the market that we believe was the reason for this, is that some sales happened all of a sudden and then pushed the median sales price up. But the median sales price is still over $1 million, 1.1 million on Maui. And if you draw the trend line going back to 2022, it's kind of been steady, but just a slow increase going up. And we saw we hit a high point for the trend line at 1.15 million in terms of median price. And then let's jump over to Oahu. Number of homes for sale, again, kind of steadily increasing. You saw we got down to 1,973, which is crazy, right? There's 1 million people on Oahu, and they had about the same number of properties for sale as the Big Island did. We're hovering around 1,900 or 2,000. And so that's been increasing steadily this year. We're up to 2,400 active homes for sale. But if we go back 5 years, just like the rest of the islands, you can see that back in 2019 it was 3,200, so still about half of what the inventory was from pre-COVID times, even though it seems like the number of homes is going up. And then closed sales, same thing. Closed sales have been steadily rising also. It was all the way down to 947 back in January. There's been a steady uptrend in the number of homes that are selling, and it was 723 back in this past month. So that trend line continues to go up, but again, inventory is not increasing as in proportion, and so that's going to continue to drive prices. And then if we look at the median sales price, we are at an all-time high at 745. This takes into account condos and homes, so all residential properties. So it seems like it's low, but if we do look at, sorry, wrong data point there. This was single family homes is 1,065,000. So single family homes are higher than the condo market. The condo market is 530,000. So you average those out, about 750. So that is your statewide market report. If you have any questions about your specific market, we can break this down to an area on the island and give you more specific information. Or of course, if you want a property valuation of your property, you can always just reach out, Dylan at buybigisland.com, or in the description below is a link to my calendar. You can always book a meeting there. I'll connect you with a local market expert that can help you get a property valuation and get a good idea on what's happening in your local market. So as always, thanks you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next month.